And let's finish the third chapter of Scrub Dog of Alaska by Walt Morey. We will begin at the beginning of the paragraph where it cut off before. That evening, every dog staked out around the cabin set up a bedlam of yapping and barking that announced Fred Martin's return. He came in tall and lean and tanned, a big grin on his bony face. He was happy to be home. He kissed Celia and ruffled David's hair. Then he saw Scrub lying in the corner watching him. He scowled and said, "Hello, what have we got here?" "A dog," David said. "He's got a broken leg." "I can see it's a dog and not one of ours. Where'd he come from? Whose is he? What's he doing here?" David told his father about Scrub, how Scotty had found him, and how they had doctored him. "One of Smiley Jackson's culls, eh?" "Well, that's Jackson for you." Fred sat down and studied the dog, scowling. "We'll have to tell Jackson his dog's here," he said finally. "He culled him, threw him out to starve or be killed by some animal," David said. "Jackson won't nurse him back to health, Dad. He'll knock him in the head with an axe." "I don't like the man either," Fred said, scowling. "But this is his dog, and Jackson is just the type that would like to cause me some trouble if he could. We had a go-around once, and he'd like to get even." "What kind of trouble could he cause, Dad?" "Any kind that he thinks might pry a few dollars out of us, like accusing us of stealing his dog." "Nobody'd believe that." "Of course not, but Scrub is legally his, and he'd take every advantage of it. Besides, we've got 9 dogs. "We don't have to settle this tonight," Celia said. "Let it wait until morning." "All right, the dog's lucky Scotty found him." Fred looked at David. "How's your leg?" "It's not well yet. Even Scotty says so." "What's Scotty know about medicine?" "He knows a lot." "I'll explain later," Celia said quickly. "You must be hungry. I could out-eat a starving bear." He was prepared to question David further about Scotty, but he got Celia's warning look and said no more. "Speaking of bears, what did that grizzly do to the cabin?" Celia asked as she flew about the kitchen, putting a quick meal on the table. While he ate, Fred filled him in on the grizzly raid. "What he did you wouldn't believe. All he left was the 4 walls and the roof. He could have torn them down if he'd wanted to. I had to completely rebuild the inside." David heard his father, but he wasn't listening. His mind was full of Scrub and of sending him back to Smiley Jackson. David was thinking about it when he crawled into bed later. Next morning at breakfast, Fred announced, "We'll keep the dog until his leg's healed. Then I'll have to tell Jackson he's here. What he does then will be up to him." "Scrub will look healthy and fat by then," David said. "Jackson will want him. If he does, at least he won't kill him." "I don't want Jackson to want him." "Neither do I, Davy, but there's nothing we can do about that." So the Scrub of Aurora came to live with the Martins, if only temporarily. And that's the end of chapter 3.